And then the damn thing didn't work. 3 very important conversations. You know, Ralph, Ralph has asked repeatedly where those missing tapes are. That's a very good question. Are there any more very good questions? No? All right, I'll be frank. I don't know what happened to those missing tapes. The last time I saw them was when Yule Gibbons came to dinner. As I recall, he said they reminded him of the taste of wild hickory nuts. Is he laughing? Is he laughing? But I'm determined to ferret out the truth. So I've appointed a new, hard-hitting, impartial special assistant to investigate the whole Watergate mess. Believe me, if anyone can get to the bottom of this, it's David Eisenhower. Well, let's be fair and talk about what I've been doing for the country. I've driven prices down. Especially in the stock market. Now even poor people can afford to buy IBM. And when industry came and asked me to choose between using high-polluting coal and authorizing the building of a pipeline, many congressmen suggested I take the pipe. One of the reasons I've recommended to return to daylight saving time is that I've been working 16, 18 hours a day myself, and I think I've kept America in the dark long enough. And let me say this about that. I refuse to turn my back on a job I'm best qualified for. Selling. I don't know the meaning of the word quit. That's one of my problems. And when things get tough, I turn my eyes upward for help toward that bountiful source of wisdom and power, Bibi Rabosa. In conclusion, I say that things in America are wonderful. They've never been better. And if we all pull together, maybe they won't get worse.
Ladies and gentlemen, here on one of his rare house calls, Mr. James Brolin.
Well, thank you, Dean. Ralph vowed that he would single-handedly bring the automobile manufacturers to their knees, and he has. They're down there right now praying he'll get hit by a truck. Now, Ralph has had so much success in getting the defective autos recalled that he started to expand his efforts. You see, he's found out that a lot of people have the same sort of defects that cars have, and so he's trying to get them recalled, too. For instance, he wants to have the whole White House staff recalled. Well, he claims that they've all got screws loose. You know? He had Phyllis Diller recalled for faulty front end alignment, you know, and Marlon Brando for appearing in The Last Tango without wearing a seat cover. Now, he even had Aristotle Onassis recalled. Jackie was complaining that he was always running out of gas. We Americans should be grateful to Ralph Nader. He's always looking for faults. He's always complaining. This won't work. That's wrong. Send it back. It's too dangerous. Well, may I tell you something, Mr. Nader, that if you ever get tired of being a crusader, you can always get a job as a mother-in-law.
Before we go any farther, Ralph, many of your friends and admirers couldn't be here tonight, but they sent some wires, and, I'd sure like to read them to you. First, here's one from Attorney General John Mitchell. Dear Mr. Nader, am following your advice and no longer driving my unsafe car. I got rid of it. I gave it to Martha. Ladies and gentlemen, the loveliest, the prettiest, and I love her very much. Truly great comedian, Miss Ruth Buzzy.
Tonight as Gladys Ormsby, the international sex symbol, but as a typical red-blooded female consumer. And it's true that we girls are frustrated by the energy crisis. All the gentlemen I date seem to have that problem. All these days, it seems to me that everything that's supposed to stick together comes apart, and everything that's supposed to come apart sticks together. And I've got 2 words for the National Association of Manufacturers. How come? How come the cereal, which is supposed to be so good for the kids, is supposed to be so bad when they add it to dog food? Right, ladies? Right! And how come after you tear off the first piece of saran wrap, you can never find where it begins again, right? And how come the vitamins they sell you to make you strong always come in bottles no one is strong enough to open, right? And how come they always slice English muffins a 1/4 of an inch thicker than the slots in the toaster? And how come the can of furniture wax that you use to prevent rings leaves a ring where you set the can down? And please hold it down. And how come a garbage disposal, which can grind up your $800 set of false teeth, chokes up on orange peels? And how come the same rubber, the very, very same rubber that they put in tires that are guaranteed to be blowout-proof, when you put it in a brassiere or a pair of pantyhose, you either end up with a couple of flats or everything wagging, sagging, and dragging, right, ladies?
Miss Ruth Buzzy. Ladies and gentlemen, a real funny man, Mr. Jackie Gale.
How do you follow that? It's a great day as they got for you, Ralph. This side looked like they came in a Volkswagen camper. But it's really nice. And, you know, you do a lot of investigating. You want to investigate something important. Why don't you investigate his singing? People don't know this man was considered a presidential nomination at the last Democratic convention. But he held out for king. I love to see him in that gray suit. He's been wearing this suit for 2 years. 2 years, the same funky suit. If he's going out formally, rents a crease. I mean, this man, I'm telling you something, this man was around the early days of this country, would have no progress. He would have told Benjamin Franklin the kite wasn't safe, Eli Whitney the cotton gin wasn't fireproof, and John Hancock his pen leaked. And Ruth Buzzy, you look great. She came here right from trick and treating. I knew she was here when I saw the broom in the parking lot. You look great, Ruth. They must have a hell of a special effects department here at NBC. But this is a great woman. She gave up a promising career as a housewife to keep Ronan Martin in the business. And Jack Klugman's here. I wonder what your name was before you changed it. And I happen to like your show, and it's going to outlast Colucci's department. Here, your rating picked up. 2 ABC ushers tuned in. And my boy Mort Saul, he's one of the greatest iconoclasts we have in our business. He still thinks it's 1960. Hangs around corners in Berkeley watching for riots. He sold out. You put on a tuck because the moth's got a sweater. Mort didn't notice. They wanted him on This Is Your Life, but he couldn't find anybody to stand behind the curtain. This is a wonderful man. Surprised a man your age and you're not married. You better watch out, they'll investigate you. But the man is nice. I'm telling you, I kid this man, but he's a great man, and I've known him a long time. Let me see, I got to the studio at 3:30. I think it was 3:45, but it's been a pleasure because I think the world of him. Thank you very much.
You're wonderful, Jackie. Well, tonight, Ralph, we're pleased to have with us one of your top assistants. You've given him the job of test driving all the new automobiles to see if they're safe for consumers. Would you all please welcome one of Nader's chief raiders, Mr. Foster Brooks?
Thank you, Madam Chairman. Hi, Ralphie. Yes. Yes, friends, that is my job. To test drive all new vehicles. Automobiles in the interest of safety. You know, you wouldn't believe how unsafe some automobiles are today. I drove 7 different cars today, and they all smashed up. I drove one car today, and even the clock didn't work. It only had one hand on it, and it kept pointing to 130. And the turn signals were busted too. Oh, the left one worked okay, but every time I switched on the right one, the darn car went backwards. The only thing I could get to work with the lights. But I nearly froze my rear end off driving with the front door open. And then you get those dumb pedestrians. On the way over here, one old lady walked right in front of